The other day, I posted an Instagram story asking you guys to ask me a few questions so I could do another Q&A video on my YouTube channel. So, let's get into it. Before I get into the video though, I do have a few more beanies left remaining on my store, just like the one on my head. I will have a link in the description just here so you can check it out for yourself. The 25% off discount code has ended, but for these last few beanies that I have, I've lowered the price from $30 down to $25, so go check it out, get yourself one of the last ones. Let's go. First question I received is from an account called Ollie.Collins. As you can see up here, Ollie asked, who is my favourite cricketer from New Zealand? My favourite New Zealand cricketer of all time, I think, would be Brendan McCullum. Obviously, he's the coach of England at the moment, so not a fan of him in that aspect. But as a cricketer, I was always gravitating towards the batsmen / wicket keepers of the generation when I was younger. So my favourite cricketer of all time was Adam Gilchrist, and his counterpart, obviously, over in New Zealand being Brendan McCullum. Just the way he bats, aggressive type of batsman, same as Gilchrist, and just a gun wicketkeeper as well. Obviously, he didn't wicket-keep throughout his entire career, but he was on and off with the gloves as well. And yeah, he would have to be my favourite New Zealand cricketer. Also, if you can hear it in my voice, I've been sick for the last few days. I'm homesick at the moment, so I just thought I'd record this video while I've got the time to do so. Yeah, so don't pay too much attention to my stuffy voice. The next two questions come from the same account. He asked two questions up here, as you can see. This is Jacko Gray 11. First question is, do you have an MLC team? MLC being the Major League Cricket over in America right now. It's a T20 tournament over there. I do. I chose the San Francisco Unicorns when I first heard about the league beginning, like probably 5 to 6 months ago. And looking at the team, San Francisco Unicorns, they've got a lot of Australian players, Aaron Finch, Matthew Wade, Marcus Stoinis, Mackenzie Harvey. So I was sort of drawn to them. And being a Golden State Warriors fan, they're obviously in San Francisco as well. I thought I'd keep it in the same area and jump on the Sparkle Army. Next question from Jacko is the MLC sponsoring you? So I've been posting a lot of content on TikTok and Instagram about the MLC. I've been doing game day recaps and gave everyone a bit of an insight to what was happening over there and reeled off all the international players on each team. I did not do that on my own accord, if that's what you're thinking by sponsoring. I won't go into too many details, but I was reached out to by someone over there that's in the marketing team, and they approached me and said, look, do you want to do this? We're trying to build the MLC around the world. A lot of people in Australia didn't even know the MLC was happening. I knew about it because I was following the Instagram and I was more intrigued by the building of the stadiums over there and the wicket tables and seeing how it was going like that. But obviously, since getting that phone call, I've been right into it, watching it and following along and making sure to put the videos out for you guys as well. So, I guess short answer is yes, but like it was more of just a conversation like, hey, would you do this for us? Because we see that you have a following of Australian people and like interested in sports and cricket. So they thought maybe me doing the videos would help push their format over here as well. Next question is from Andy_Waldron_22 up here. Andy asks, how did you get motivation to go through trade school and your current job? I've spoken about this briefly in other videos as well, actually probably in more detail than what I'm going to now, but the motivation through trade school, I enjoyed going to trade school because I was going once a week, and like after the first sort of week or two, I made a few friends at trade school as well, and my trade school was an hour and a half from where I lived at the time. I lived in Wonthaggi. My trade school was in Rosebud, and I was travelling there, so I'd go up the night before trade school and stay at one of my mates from trade school's house, and yeah, I used to enjoy that because I'd go spend the night with him. We'd go out and have a palmer or a couple of drinks, whatever, and then we'd go to trade school the next day. Sort of just breaks up the week. Motivation for it, I guess. I mean, I wanted to get qualified. I was never like a standout student in school. I mean, up until like year 10, I was pretty good, like getting A's and stuff in English and math and everything like that. And then I sort of dropped off once I knew I wasn't going to go to university. Trade school, I sort of just cruised along as well. I wasn't the best student in the class, but I wasn't definitely was not the worst student in the class. Like there was some specimens in that class, and yeah, I wasn't definitely wasn't the worst. But back then in the sports turf management, there was only like 10 people per year level, from what I saw anyway. Like we had 10 people in my class, and one year we actually had to join up. I think it was when I was in year 3, we had to join up classes with the year 2 because we had like 7 people left in our class, and so did they. But I think now there are a few more people coming in. I'm not going to say I'm the cause of that, but I have had a lot of people since been doing these videos regarding my work on the sports turf. I've had a lot of messages asking how to get into the industry and what they can do to become an apprentice and everything. So I hope people have started to follow in my footsteps, I guess, and take on this job, because it is a very rewarding job. If you like sports, if you like being outdoors, it's definitely a great sort of job to get into. So keep that in mind. If anyone's watching this and wants to get an apprenticeship, send me a message and I'll tell you all the details on how to get into that. But yeah, I was just motivated to get through the qualification, finish my apprenticeship, and then see where it was going to lead me, and lead me into my current role at BGS as the head groundsman there. Right place, right time, falling into that role. Moved up to Melbourne, stumbled into that job as a subcontractor, and then just sort of they saw what I could do. They got rid of the subcontracting company and employed me directly through the school, and yeah, still there 5 years later. So it's going good. We've done a rebuild. We've done a lot to that school and that oval, and I hope everyone appreciates the work that I've put in, and my apprentices, as well as all the other people within our team, the gardeners and the maintenance team as well. Everyone's contributed to what it is now. Our next question is from Jonesy.01. How did the irrigation audit go the other day? He's referring to an Instagram story I put up where we were just popping up the irrigation system at work and just testing them out, just auditing them. It's something you do, you definitely do it in winter before the warmer season kicks in spring. So just want to make sure all the irrigation, all the sprinklers are spinning around properly, they're all putting out the right amount of water flow, and yeah, there's just no damages, they're all ground level, not too low, not too high. It went well, and as it should have. We rebuilt the ground 6 months ago, as well as the irrigation system as well. So it's a fully brand new irrigation system, and yeah, no complaints. It's all going well. This one is from I.Hazelwood. What's your biggest fuck up you've had since you've been a groundsman? There have been a lot. I'd have to dig deep into the archives, but there's definitely been a lot. Not massive things like getting bogged in areas like mowing surrounds in winter and getting bogged. They're obviously sort of easy fixes, getting dragged out of those. One that comes to mind would be, and this isn't my fault. This was not my fault at all. This was just wear and tear. I was cutting an oval in New Haven down near Phillip Island. Their soccer field there. I was mowing that one day, just cruising, cutting some beams, some straight lines, and then I noticed a strip in the grass. If I've got a picture or a video, I'll put it up right here. I'll go through my old Snapchat or something. I'll try to find it. I noticed like a strip in the grass, and I was like, "Oh, what the hell is that?" And I called up my boss. I'm like, "Bro, there's something's wrong." And I was an apprentice at this stage, and he come and was like, "Oh shit!" So the hydraulic line that connects to the reels on the mower actually had I can't remember if it had a cut in it or fully ripped out, and it was just spraying hydraulic fluid onto the grass, and it left a massive strip about maybe that wide, almost the size of a reel, straight across the soccer field, and within a day it was just burnt, dead grass. So off the top of my head it would be that. Other things since then, I can't really think of any major fuck-ups. Little things here and there, like maybe spraying out fertiliser while it's a bit too warm, and it just sort of knocking the leaf a little bit, but that's stuff that's easy fix. This next one is from Kane Johnson. Now keep in mind, I did say ask whatever questions you want. This person says, what is your drug of choice? Surprisingly enough, to people that don't really know me, I've never, and I'm assuming you're talking about recreational drugs, and party drugs, whatever. I've never actually touched a recreational drug or party drug. I'm pretty straight edge when it comes to that. I do drink alcohol at times. I don't really get too drunk. I'm past that stage of my life. I'm an old boy now, so I like to have a few drinks here and there. So I guess you could say alcohol is my choice of drug. But as for recreational drugs and all that, honestly, never touched them in my life. Just never really felt the need to. I've got enough energy. I've got enough sort of, not to say it's a bad thing, like you do you. I've got nothing against people that do it. But for me personally, like a lot of my friends back in the day, I was around them doing certain things, and I don't know, I just never had the drive to do it. They would always offer me, be like, no, we'll give it to you, blah, 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 whatever. Won't go into detail, but always knocked it back. I've got enough energy, I've got enough sort of vibe about myself to go out without needing it, and without I just have no desire to try it or be on it. I just have no issue with anyone else doing it, but I have no inkling within myself to want to try it. If I could buy it over the counter, like I could buy a 6-pack of CC and Dry, would I try it? Probably. If I knew it was regulated, I knew exactly what was going into it and what was going into my body, sure, I'd do it. Same as marijuana. Once it gets legalised, like it is over in the States, sure, I'd happily try it. But I like to be in control of my mind, my body, and everything else that's happening around me. So I'll stick to alcohol at this stage, and I don't get too drunk anyway. Just cruise and have a good time. All right, so this next one is KKNNB70. They say, thoughts on Endeavour Hills Cricket Club? Reckon they should be able to play subbies after all the issues. So you're obviously referring to them and the T20 sort of comp that was happening, and they got Chris Gale and a couple other international players on board to play for them. Apparently they were paying them big money. It all turned out to be fraud and stuff, and the president, or so, I don't know exactly who it was, but someone within the club was promising to pay these people big money. I don't know if they were stealing from their club or stealing from a business. There was something going on with money, and they couldn't pay them. It was all a massive fuck up by them. Some of the players still played. I think Chris Gale still played 1 or 2 games. Made a couple of runs. Do I think they should still play subbies? Yeah, you can't judge a whole bunch of apples by one bad apple. That was one person that I think went behind the club's back and told them the same lies that they were telling everyone else. So you can't hold that club fully accountable for that. I've played against Endeavour Hills, albeit it was only in the 3s last season in the subbies, and to me they were all a bunch of good blokes. I got along well with them, had a drink with them after the game, and I think it was actually just before that T20 comp all happened and all the issues actually came out. But they were all good blokes, and I wouldn't want to see them have to change clubs. I'm sure some of them probably are going to change clubs because of the situation, if they feel betrayed and whatnot, but I definitely think they should continue playing as a club. It's just one bad apple in the bunch, and he fucked up. That person specifically, no, get him out of the club, go away, maybe even be in prison. I don't know what the legality is behind all the things, but yeah, definitely remove that person from the club. All right, next question is from Luca_Rigotto. Hope I said that right. 23. Where will the Saints finish at the end of the season? Oh my God, St Kilda. As you can see, I'm a St Kilda fan. Long-time fan. Been a fan since I was probably like 6 or 7 years old. Far out. It's been a rough trot. I feel like every season we get off to a nice start, give our fan base some hope. But if you are a Saints supporter, you know not to buy into that hope too much. Currently, we are 6th on the ladder, so I don't know how we've done that. We've lost 4 of our last 5 games, and we managed to stay at 5 and 6 throughout. So luckily for us, other teams below us weren't winning. But now the race on the ladder has gotten pretty close. Far out. We have quite an easy run home, with the exception of Geelong and Brisbane in there as well. Richmond could go either way. We've got North Melbourne in there. We got Hawks who beat us earlier in the season. We should have won that game too. And we got Carlton who are starting to get on fire now as well. So who knows? I have a feeling we're going to miss out on the 8, maybe finish 9th. But I'm hopeful that we can scrape into the 8. Will we do anything in finals? Maybe not. If we finish 8th and we play 5th, we're most likely going to be playing Geelong. And it'll probably be in Geelong as well, and they'll flog us. If it's not Geelong, it's probably going to be Bulldogs or Essendon, which we did beat both those teams earlier in the season, but we've got a lot of injuries now, and yeah, who knows what's going to happen. Hopefully, if we don't do it this year, next year we can come back healthy and finally just get secure in that 8, give the fans some real hope. Got a question here from Fraser West 3. How much is the MLC paying you? I was always brought up not to speak about money, my own money or other people's money. You never ask another person what they're getting paid from their job or how much they paid for their car or for their house or anything like that. That's their business between them, their family, and the HR or the payroll that are paying them. So yeah, I've never been a person to really talk about money like that. How much the MLC pay me? I'll just say they're not paying me at all, and yeah, we'll leave it at that. I'm doing some videos for them, and they're not paying me. Hopefully, in the next couple of seasons, if the MLC continues to get bigger and bigger, hopefully they'll fly me out there. Get to do some content on the field, meet some players, potentially even meet the ground staff and do some work on the fields there. But as for now, no, they're not paying me. Next question is from Loco Green. Favourite to win the MLC? The Super Kings are going pretty well at the moment, but I'm going to stick with the San Fran Unicorns. I'm on them. As I'm filming this right now, they're playing against the LA Knight Riders, and they the Unicorns put up over 200 runs, 210. They're the only team in the comp so far to make 200 runs. They've done it twice. I feel like they're just going to really hit their strides and at least make it to the grand final. It might be them versus the Super Kings, but they're the two teams I think that could be at the end, and hopefully the Sparkle Army and the Unicorns get it done. Next one is from Louis_Jonesy. One highest level of cricket you've played at? So I've won a flag for A grade in the LDCA, which is the Leongatha District Cricket Association. Was opening the batting. Actually, I think the year we won the flag, I opened a few games, but I was coming in mostly at 5 or 6, and then the following seasons I was opening. Moved to Melbourne, played in the EDCA, Eastern Cricket District, ECA, Eastern Cricket Association, maybe, for Deep Dean Bears. Started there in the 3s after one training session, played a couple of games, then moved up to the 2s, played a couple of games, made some runs, and then moved into the 1s. And when I was playing in the 1s for the ECA, they had me batting 7, 8, 9, kind of just as a role play. I didn't really know my role. I wasn't bowling. I wasn't getting a bat most of the games. I was basically just in there as a fielder, and I'm not the best fielder in the world either. So the following season, went back to the 2s, played 2s the whole year. We didn't make finals, but I went pretty well with the bat. I don't think I bowled. And then now playing sub-districts for Brighton, but just cruising in the 3s. And I've started bowling a little bit. Used to be a batter and wicketkeeper. Now just doing whatever is required of me. So I guess the highest level, I'd say it would be playing 1s in the ECA, because I feel like that standard was higher than the LDCA. But if I were to play 2s or even 1s for the Vic subbies, that would be a higher standard for sure. Next one from Billy Johnson 2012. Is it worth the fly out for the MLC next year? I think so. I was going to fly out this year. I got the phone call about working with the MLC, doing some videos for the MLC 3 days before it started, and the person I was speaking to did say if you got your own flights out here, we would get you access to all the games, the players, everything you wanted to do. And it was intriguing. I got straight on the computer, looked up flights, looked up accommodation. It was just such short notice that it was going to cost me way too much on short notice. Like, it was $6,000 just for flights and accommodation for 2 weeks over there. If I had the money, I would definitely do it, and the time, but I would have had to jump on a plane the next day just to get there in time for opening night of the tournament. Next year, I'm hoping to get out there, even if it's not sorted out by them. I'd like to go out there anyway. I do like America. I like going over there on a holiday, so I wouldn't mind being able to go watch some cricket while I'm over there as well. And seeing what it's really like in person. The crowds, they've been a bit up and down, but most games are sold out. And I know everyone goes, oh, it looks like the IPL just being played in America. Americans don't have cricket, so you need to understand that America is a nation based on a lot of different cultures and just a diverse community. There are a lot of American Indians over there, American Sri Lankans, American Australians. It's just, the whole world is there. There's walks of life from the entire world, and a lot of those cultures grew up with cricket, and now they've been missing out on cricket. And now that they've finally got a competition in America, I think it will continue to grow. The players themselves, a lot are American Indians, American Sri Lankans, whatever. I don't really think there's many just pure born and raised Americans, but I think they'll get involved. They'll realise that I think it's a little bit more exciting than baseball, and maybe they will grow to love it as well. Is it worth the flights over there? Yeah, I think it would be. I think definitely going over there and seeing how another country does it is worth doing. And while you're over there, you can even go check out some NBA Summer League or some baseball, whatever's on at the time. All right. There's also two that were on TikTok. What AFL team did you barrack for as a kid? Grew up, my dad was Carlton, so I was Carlton for the first few years without having a choice. And then I flip-flopped around. I remember going for West Coast. I had a long-sleeve West Coast Guernsey made of like cotton wool. And then I cut the sleeves off at a sports day at school when I was in like grade prep or grade 1. And then, yeah, my grandma goes for St Kilda. My pop goes for the Tigers. So me and my brother decided to jump ship from Carlton, go against my dad. And I teamed up with my grandma, went St Kilda. My brother teamed up with my pop and went Richmond. He's obviously won a few flags since then. And, well, they've won, 3 flags. St Kilda's managed to lose 3 in 2 years, which is bizarre. They're probably the only team that can ever say that. Did I make the right choice? Who knows? Time will tell, but Saints are my team and I'm not going to be jumping ship anytime soon. That question was from owens.vfx. Alright, another question on TikTok. This is from Isla, or ISLA in capital letters. Have you ever had a girlfriend? Yeah, I'm 30 years old, so I've definitely had girlfriends in my time. I've had a lot of flings, people I was seeing. I'd probably say that as far as girlfriends, like serious girlfriends, since I was 18, I've had 4 serious girlfriends, like they were actually serious relationships. The first 3, great girls, but honestly, just if I really want to reflect, at the time I wasn't super emotionally available, still a bit of a fuckboy player at heart, wasn't cheating or anything like that, but I was just, I just wasn't ready. I was a bit of a commitment phobe. A bit of a commitment phobe, and probably wrongfully got into relationships with those girls because I wasn't ready, and I guess in a sense, like in hindsight, strang them along a little bit. They were ready for love, they were ready to give me love, and I wasn't quite ready to give it back. Worked on myself a little bit, was battling a few demons, went and got some therapy, worked on myself, unlocked my true potential. And then a few years ago, once I was actually emotionally available and I was ready to be loved and give love to someone else, I did get into a relationship with a girl. And I won't go into details about that, but unfortunately for me, we were only together for a little bit less than a year. She was not quite at the same stage I was. I said I was emotionally available and ready to love and be loved. Unfortunately for me, she was dealing with a few things of her own, and she wasn't ready to open herself up and be loved by someone, or she didn't have the capacity to love another person at that stage, and I can't hold that against her. Great person, but yeah, it just didn't work out in the end. And unfortunately for me, that breakup did take a huge toll on my ability to love or let someone love me. And it's been like, probably like 2 years. 2 years since we broke up. And I've had a few things since then. I was seeing a few people. I got into a brief relationship with a girl, and she didn't deserve this either. I honestly shouldn't have got into a relationship with her. It was like 6 to 7 months after that breakup, and I thought I was ready, but proved myself wrong. Wasn't ready to be loved or love someone else. Getting a little bit deep here. I'm a bit sick still. And before you judge me for drinking Prime, it's so sweet that I like to drink it down to about here and then fill the rest up with water. Dilute it. Yeah, so since that relationship, that sort of knocked me back a little bit and put my walls back up. I guess I've strung along a few people since then, and ultimately it's led me to where I am now, 30 years old and single. Is this where I envision my life? No. Would have loved to have a partner by now and potentially started a family, but it's the way the world goes. And I guess when I know, and when that person comes along, I'll go. Hopefully I feel full enough to just dive headfirst and give them everything that I have to offer. I know I've got a lot to offer. I know I can be a really good partner at times, and I was a very good partner to that person. I put in 110%, gave literally everything, my full self, and unfortunately that backfired on me. And I guess since then, yeah, the people that I've dated since then, ultimately I've probably ended up hurting a little bit because I'm not emotionally available like that. I find it hard to express how I feel towards them in person. I'm fine over text or whatever, but in person I shut down a little bit, got my walls up, and yeah, really struggle. And I've probably thrown away a lot of good things that could have been so much more. So to any of the females that I've dated in the past that are watching this, that I may have hurt or you felt strung along or fucked over by, I'm truly sorry. I don't do it deliberately. I guess just the timing of when we got together was not right, and I was still a little bit broken and putting the pieces together, and you definitely did not deserve that, and I should have been smart enough to know that I wasn't ready and just focus more on improving myself. Yeah. We got a little bit deep on that one, didn't we? Whew, shit. Alright, there's one last question here. This one is from Terran1991, or Terran1991. Tattoo tour when? I guess right now. I don't think I've ever done a tattoo tour online, and some of my tattoos are pretty mid, but right now, if you're still watching, this is B Ghetto's tattoo tour to finish off the video. Alright, so I've got my shirt off. I'm going to try and go in order of when I got them. So first one is on my back. It's the writing and the pattern that's underneath it. Hopefully you guys can see it right here. The writing and the pattern underneath it. It says Fortio Quo Fidelius. It's actually the St Kilda motto, which is under their logo. It means strength through loyalty. So I was 18 when I got that. Went to a pretty cheap tattooist, so I'm not going to go into too much detail with that. Next tattoo I got from the same tattooist, and it is this one on my ribs, just here. It says family first. Excuse my dad bod, but yeah, family first just here. And while I've got my shirt off, I'll show you this one as well. The diamond just up here. Hopefully I'm in shot. The diamond here. I got it because I wanted to make this one look a little bit better. So I always forget about this. That's it for the tattoos on my torso and back, so I can actually put a shirt back on now. I guess I'm not going to go in order anymore because it's too hard. I'll just go through my arms. Alright, so I've got a sleeve here. It is a female with a snake wrapped around her face. I didn't want to have any eyes because I was worried that it would look like someone or like a girlfriend at the time would be like, oh, that's not my eyes, what the hell? So I got it covered. And there's the snake there. Looks a little bit like a dragon, but it's a snake. Got some cherry blossoms. Originally, this was... and a nice little bit of floral work there. Originally, this one was only meant to go down to here, where I have this writing, which is Carpe Diem, Tempus Fugit, or Fugit, whatever you want to say. It's time flies, seize the day. But I didn't like the 3/4 sleeve, so added this bird here, which is flying, holding onto a heart. Because I wear my heart on my sleeve. Obviously, not to everyone at times, but like deep down I do, and even though I don't express it to people that I care about, I definitely feel it within myself and hold myself accountable for that stuff too. And to finish it off, I've got this tattoo just here, Love Yours. It's my favourite J. Cole song, and it just means that love your life. Don't always be counting other people's pockets. Don't always be looking at someone else's car and thinking, oh, I should have that, or always wanting more. Like, there's always going to be a better looking girl in the room, but just be happy with what you got. Be happy with your life. And if you keep sort of, doesn't mean you can't strive for more and like want more within your own life, but you shouldn't be looking to replace things in your life with something that you see other people have. Don't be comparing to other people's lives, because if you do that, you'll truly never be happy. My other sleeve, got this one in Bali, not just a random Bali tattooist. I did some research and got a good tattooist, Dottie Pras at Luxury Ink, I think. He's always booked out like many months in advance. So right here we got a lion with a chick. Yep, this one. The more tattoos you get, the less you care about what it is. And then down here got another girl with a tiger, and got the Bali temple just here as well. Haven't got the inside, will do it, but not right now. Now onto my legs. Alright, so on my thigh, just here, we've got a Majin Vegeta tattoo. Big Dragon Ball Z fan back in the day. I was thinking about getting a whole leg up here with like characters from TV shows that I used to watch and that I grew up with. but so far have only added Vegeta. Down here on my calf, we'll start with this one. This is a koi fish swimming upstream. I got this in Las Vegas. When I was 18, I bought a tattoo gun and I tattooed a big yellow koi fish on my pop, on his back. He let me use him as a canvas, and he shortly passed away from cancer. So got this as a bit of a reminder of him, and that sort of, yeah, just a bit of a koi fish for him, I guess. I'm not a religious person, but it's more of a time heals all wounds type of situation here. I won't go into too much detail with that. And now you're going to see my feet. I'm not going to show you. Yeah, there you go. Have a look at my big old long toes. That's why I've got such big feet. Small my toes. So you can have that for free. Feel free to screenshot it and sell it on the internet. My feet tattoo. They were like my third tattoo I got. They suck. It says always chase your dreams. My dream is to live and work in America at one stage. So hopefully that happens. But the tattooist at the time, I wanted someone else and he wasn't in. So the old guy that owned it was like, "No, I taught him everything he knows, mate. Just get it off me." And look at the janky line work. Look at the face on that. It's horrible. The compass is fully stuffed up. So if I could remove any tattoo on my body, I'd get these two removed. Right here is a 999 tattoo I got recently. This is my most recent tattoo. I'm a big Juice WRLD fan. This one on my right leg is a massive Eminem portrait. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Eminem as well. I probably shouldn't have got it this big. It goes up to my knee. It's definitely too big. I wish it was like sort of only small. On the other side, I've got Michael Jordan. This tattoo's sick. Michael Jordan, big fan of basketball. So I wish the Eminem one was that size, not that size. This little one here, a girl did this for me. I used to live in an apartment building called 380 Degrees. We all got this tattoo on our feet, so that's just a little memory of those times. This pumpkin, I did that myself because we were calling my dad Pumpkinhead at the time, and he hated it, so I got a pumpkin tattooed on me and told him that I got a portrait of him, and showed him this, and he was not happy at all. Got Marshall. So there's my dog Marshall. Nice tattoo of him. And there he is just here, looking at me like, what the hell, boy? That was the first one I ever did. Pretty trash. Did this taco in COVID. Did this penguin in COVID. And did this tooth in COVID as well. Because I'm a bit of a sweet tooth, you know. Penguin. I grew up near Phillip Island. A lot of penguins there. And love my Taco Tuesdays. There's my dad. Nice little picture of him. And then go around. And there is my mother and Marshall. That, I'm pretty sure, that is the conclusion of the tattoo tour. Alright, so that's the end of the Q&A video. Hopefully you guys liked it and subscribe to the channel. If you haven't already got one, go to the link in the description, get yourself a beanie. They're high quality stuff, only $25. I'll ship them out straight away, chuck in a lot of stickers for you, a lot of free stickers for you as well. And yeah, as always, thanks for watching. Bread.
Keep on moving on.